Good evening, lovely viewers, and welcome to this week's episode of your favorite show, She Is, the show that, of course, empowers women all over the world to believe in themselves and set out to achieve their dreams despite whatever challenge that comes their way. The show is, of course, proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography. Smile GH is the best production house that I know. They are in charge of your weddings, they can be in charge of your parties, productions, everything. Call them now on 02610 89346 or 02400816636. Also follow them on all social media platforms at Smile GH Photography. Call them and mention She Is for a discount. Also, the show is supported by Templesy Court. Templesy is a home away from home. If you want a place to relax with the family or a place to have that conference meeting, Templesy Court is the right place to be. Contact Templesy Court on 0244 730025 or 0244-292520. Templesy Court is located inside Jolu, right opposite the Equatorial Guinea Embassy. The show is also supported by Ogidi Brown Enterprise. They are producers and distributors of Kimabo, beautiful, affordable, quality tiles and anything for your house. Call them now on 020-2065-920. 020-2065-920. Also, thanks to Queen Cash Kitchen for the amazing food that you provide my production team with. You can contact Templesy. You can contact Queen Cash Kitchen for your amazing delicacies, be it bangkun, okra stew, okra soup. My favorite is the salad. Off. Contact them on 057-6591-430 or 024-170510. Also, thanks to Excellent Framing GH for the beautiful frames that I give my guests. They are located inside Legon. Call them now on 050-61-53316, 050-61-53316. So if you have any beautiful picture that you took at any occasion and you want them to frame it for you, Excellent Framing GH is the best to do that for you. Call them now and mention She Is Show for a discount. And finally, thanks to Smart Trends for my lovely outfit. Send them a Okay, so if you want something like this for your weddings, for your parties, for any occasion, call Smart Trends on 027-1381-428, 027-1381-428 to hook you up. After the break, you get to meet our guest. My name, of course, is Richmond Oponfrempong. See you after the break. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, you're watching She Is, and today my guest is Naa Dedei Botchwey. She is the winner of Ghana's Most Beautiful 2020. Hi, Naa. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome. You're looking so pretty.
Thank you.
The crown actually looks good on you. Okay, so Naa, tell us about yourself. Who was Naa before Ghana's Most Beautiful? Tell us about growing up. Where do you come from?
So I'm Ghana, obviously.
Okay.
Both my parents come from Gamashi. I was born and raised in Accra.
Okay.
I've gotten a chance to travel to other regions in Ghana, but I grew up in Accra.
Okay.
So
how many siblings do you have?
I have one. I have a younger sister, so I'm the first.
Okay.
And I'm 12 years older than her.
Wow.
Yes.
No, wait. Why? What was going on? Have you asked your parents why?
I have. I mean, I was never convinced with what they were telling me, so...
Still, you're not convinced?
I'm not convinced, but I'll just take it like that.
Okay. So, what schools did you attend growing up?
So, I attended primary school at Christ Mission School in Santa Maria. And then I moved to Dara School at Teshin for my junior high.
Okay.
And then I went to Accra Girls Secondary School.
You were a typical Ghana girl.
Yes. I told you, born and raised. I've lived all my life in Accra.
Okay, and then university?
I went to Central University College,
Okay.
and then I did my second degree at Ghana Institute of Journalism.
What did you study?
I studied English,
Okay.
first degree, and I
Okay.
studied journalism, second degree.
Why journalism?
I always wanted to be a journalist growing up. In fact, that was it. I wanted to do either journalism or law. And so I did some internships in journalism and in law, and then I settled on journalism.
Okay. So, I mean, whilst growing up, what were some of your challenges as a young girl growing up in a Ghana area?
You know, I wouldn't be so specific to say Ghana area. You know, I grew up in Santa Maria, Kwashiman,
Okay, yeah.
and then in Odoko, and then in Nungwa. I also lived around Dansoman, Gbawe, because, you know, my family is scattered around Accra. I don't think that the challenges I went through were because I was Ghana or because I was in Ghana communities, but I think it's because I was growing up in Accra because I was a girl and because of the class of family that I was in and the schools that I went to.
Okay.
And some of those challenges would be financial, cultural, religious. And I'll say mostly it's been, or it was, limitations on things that I wanted to do, either because the resources were not available or because there were rules surrounding you having not to do something because you're a girl.
Okay.
So basically that was it.
Growing up, who did you look up to? Who was your role model?
You know, I didn't have a role model until 2008.
Why?
Because I never found anyone who I thought fitted what I wanted to be. No one quite embodied what I saw for myself in the
Okay.
future. 2008, Barack Obama became popular, and I thought,
Okay.
that's my
He
guy.
is the one.
That's the one.
So what's one
Yeah.
thing you learned from him?
I have learned so much from him, but most importantly, it is the refusal. It is, you know, not allowing your environment or your conditions to determine where you want to go or where you end up. Because Barack Obama was the first black president of the United States.
Exactly.
His name is Barack Hussein Obama, and we all know what Saddam Hussein
Exactly. Yeah.
meant for America. And people used the name against him. They used his color against him. And you know, racism was structural. It was institutionalized. You know, there were, I can't say in detail right now, but there were, as I knew then, provisions in American Constitution that you could tell had been shaped to favor white, and which didn't help blacks very much. So racism was a thing.
Yeah.
And Barack Obama was clearly black with the kind of
Very
name
black.
he had. He was very, very black, and he made it.
Yeah.
And when he made it, it wasn't a victory for
Just
black Americans alone. It was a victory for everybody, every black person in the world. And I don't remember how old I was, but I was in a university and I wasn't paying too much attention to American politics at the time. But when I just heard it the first time, it meant so much to me. And, you know, the connection to Martin Luther King and all the stories I'd heard of Martin Luther King. So you know what, even if you didn't know anything, Barack Obama becoming a president of the United States just shook the foundations of the world. And that is what I see myself doing. You know, I'm aware of so many small problems that face the world and that face womanhood. And I know that we can all make change in our own small way. But I just can't help, every time I make a small impact, I just feel like, but there's this other thing to be done. There is this other thing to be done. And no one can do it all. But if you really care, you can't help wanting to just fix it all at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe it's not going to be that way. But I really look forward to an opportunity to be in a place where I can really make a change that shakes the foundations of the world,
Wow.
the way Barack Obama did.
That's so powerful. Now, what were some of the leadership roles that you had when you were growing up in school? Did you say you were timid in school? What was your personality?
No, I wasn't timid. I was quiet. You know, I wasn't quiet. I was very calm.
Reserved, like you don't want trouble. Should I put it like that?
It's tricky. I wasn't. In fact, I was always on the talkative list.
Wow.
But you would hardly. Can I speak? Which local language should I speak?
Any language, any community you can speak.
And okay, no me in basa basa. Oh no happy.
Please, what does it mean? I know those watching understand what you just said. Yes, I understand too. Me too.
Okay, me catchy.
What's the day?
Na me pray.
Okay.
But na yeah idea.
What do
Me de me ho shame.
Exactly.
Enti na me nye quiet, but na me calm. Won't tell me can be brave.
But be bad dia obey bi.
May be. Na sana me tie. And prefectship, I didn't go for prefectship because I didn't think that I had that level of control over my grades to be able to divide my attention.
Okay.
But in junior high, I was given the entertainment prefect. I don't know why. I still don't know why up till today.
Entertainment. Sorry.
I don't know why they chose to give me entertainment.
Okay. So when did Ghana's Most Beautiful come in? Was it after Central University or when?
Oh, it was long after my master's degree. So
Okay.
I'd been following the program. I loved it. At first I thought, I had interest in pageantry. And it did cross my mind.
Any reasons?
I think I like to be seen.
Okay.
And pageantry is not like, it's something that puts you in the limelight.
Yeah.
But it's not like maybe acting or singing. Because when you act, you are there as an actress, someone who plays roles. And when you're singing, you are there as an entertainer and, all that. But pageantry is like you are competing to be in a position where you can make an impact.
Exactly.
You see, so it's like when you put yourself in pageantry and you're competing for the crown, the aim of the crown is to do a project for impact.
Yeah.
So for me, that was it. That was why I liked pageantry from a very young age. So, sorry, what was the question?
When did you say, okay, now I want to go and audition for?
Yeah, that was, it was actually a few weeks before I got into the pageant. I'd been following it. I liked it. At first, I thought it was too difficult. And then I started warming up to it bit by bit. And then other conditions, played a role.
Okay.
When
like
I finally
parents
entered
or...
to. No, because I was at a point in my career where I was getting very bored.
Okay.
I had told myself that by the time I was 30, I want to make a certain kind of impact. By the time I was 30, I should be maybe counted among the 30 under 30 achievers or be celebrated for something. And I was about to turn 29 and I hadn't done anything. So I was feeling the pressure.
Okay.
And I was doing well at my job, but I wasn't being celebrated, and I wasn't okay with that.
Talking about the pressure, we'll come back to the Ghana's Most Beautiful aspect, but talking about the pressure, do you think young girls of nowadays have set, like you said, you kind of put that on your to-do list, and then you were getting there, and then you realize, okay, so I haven't achieved this. What was the effect of that pressure on you?
Me doing Ghana's Most Beautiful, getting up and doing something, because it wasn't easy. First of all, I've never said this on TV, but I got fired from my job.
Wow.
Yes. And you see, I had gotten to a level in my career where I was really starting to, I wouldn't say make waves, but the progress was obvious. I had gotten to a pretty good place in my career, and I was getting recognition for the work I was doing. So to leave at that time, be fired at that time for a pageant, and there was no guarantee that I was going to win, was a very tough decision. But I just had to ask myself, well, you've been in this position. I mean, the job is there, you are doing it. But you're still unhappy. So you need to make a change and do
So you
something.
were not happy at where you were? At that stage of your life?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I think it was a good place. Other people said, hey, you're doing well for yourself. But
then inwardly you felt...
Yeah, that's not
so
what I
now,
wanted.
what would be your advice to young girls who also have the same, are going through the same thing you went through and are putting so much pressure on themselves, they are down? What would you tell them?
First of all, don't put so much pressure on yourself, because what I found was that other people were celebrating me where I wasn't celebrating myself. So you might think you're not doing so well, but you are doing really well. That said, don't be afraid to make a change, to take that leap towards what you want to do. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, to step out of the box and do something which everyone may be asking the questions, are you sure this is right? Because that may just be the thing that takes you to the next level.
Wow. Now fast forward, you entered into the pageant. How was audition day for you? Did you ever think out of the lots you were going to be picked? What was the special thing you did?
I think the special thing I did was not to think about it much.
Okay.
I went to audition unprepared. And all my friends were telling me, don't do it. You're a career woman. What are you going to do with pageantry? Aren't you too old? You're about to turn 29. So everything around me was just telling me. So my attitude was, let me just do it. If I get it, fine. If I didn't get it, fine. But, I got it. But I gave it my best, because I knew that whatever happened, I was putting myself out there. And if I would ever be remembered, I wanted to be remembered for something good. I don't want to be remembered for giving a half-baked answer or a half-baked performance. I want to be remembered as a girl who did great stuff on the screen. And so that was my attitude. Even though I wasn't sure, I had all the discouragement, I thought, okay, if I don't make it, it's okay. But I made sure that when I had a stage, I did a good job.
What do you want to be remembered for? Naa has told you what she wants to be remembered for. We continue the interview after the break. Welcome back. We are still talking to Ghana's most beautiful 2020 in the person of Naa Dedei Botchwey. Naa, so you went, on setting, but you did your best.
Yes.
Okay, so after your name was mentioned as, part of the finalists to enter into the house, what did you do? Where did you go to prepare for your, the competition?
We had just about 2 or 3 days to go into the house. So there wasn't much to do.
Okay.
But, my entire attitude for the whole show was I was going to give my best. If I don't get it, it's okay.
No, but you had meant the crown, because I watched you from day one.
No, I hadn't meant the crown from day one.
Okay, should I say you gave your best in terms of the competition, like weekly task, you just had to deliver?
No, I can tell you, I started meaning the crown from, I think, maybe week 7 or something.
Wow.
But until then, my attitude was very,
laid
am
back.
I sure I want to be here?
Okay.
I was still asking myself those questions. But, like I said, and I'll say it again, whatever, I know that, and I learned this growing up, working with other people and interacting with people at school. You see, you can have people helping you. Your parents are there for you. Sometimes you have some resources given to you, sometimes you won't. But what comes out of your life, it's you. you know, when we are asked what do we want to be remembered for, it sounds like a very abstract question, but it's not, because every day you are working towards what you will be remembered for, whether you like it or not. You know, Otabel once said that even if you don't make a choice, that's a choice. So I have really, how will I say it, held on to that and really taken charge of my life. So I knew that no matter how I was feeling, I had to show up and slay.
Exactly.
And slay.
She had to show up and slay.
Yes. You know, if you wake up feeling like, what am I even doing here? Let people see purpose, even if that's not what you're feeling. Because they'll always remember what they saw.
Exactly.
So I was feeling a lot of things from the beginning to the end of the show. Emotions were changing. But when I got on the stage, I did what...
there, I mean...
Yes, when I got on the stage, I was there.
Wow.
And everything that went on backstage, all that really mattered to me was the preparation for the stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, what do you think is the core value? Like, what is the purpose of beauty pageants in Ghana?
Pageantry, you are competing for the crown. And when you wear the crown, it's a responsibility. It's nice, it's shiny, and you know, you get the fame. But do you really want to go through that competition and wear the crown and be known as Miss Something and do nothing with it until you hand it over? Then why did you compete?
Okay.
So you have to come with a purpose. So whatever any organizations aim for their pageantry is, I believe pageantry as an institution should be aimed at making impact.
Okay, did you ever feel that you were not so good because maybe you saw some of the contestants who were, you know, giving their best, and then did you ever feel like, and they make you feel because maybe you didn't perform well, or maybe you felt you're not getting so much support outside there?
No.
There was no day you felt...
No, I never felt that
then you
way.
were really like, can't pay, like, why you watching?
No, you have to psych yourself. And like I've said already, and I'll say it again, it's a mindset, and it's a matter of you taking responsibility for yourself. Of course, everyone that came is good. That's why they were selected. So it's not like I'm better than someone. But, you know, if all 16 of us could have gone home at any particular time, and all 16 of us had the potential for the crown, that's why we were selected. So it's not like I ever thought someone is better than me.
Yeah.
But what I did think was, if I go home, it's okay. But I will make sure I give my best. So even if I go home, I would have been noticed for the best I gave.
Now, the way you're saying, if you had gone home, you would have been okay. Like, you were not afraid of, like,
No.
Hey, no, are you sure?
No, because as a person, I have psyched myself to not be afraid of being laughed at.
Okay.
I was in Sunyani Secondary School last week, Thursday. And I have been to a number of secondary schools to do mentorship talks. And, you know, the kids look very interested in what you're saying. But when you tell them to ask questions, they don't talk. And so every time I have to tell them, I know that you are not talking because some of your heads and teachers are around, or because when you go back to class, your friends will laugh at you for something you said. And I tell them that I faced the same challenges growing up. But at different stages of my life, I realized that doesn't matter. Because if you laugh at me, then what? If you laugh at me today, tomorrow you will forget. So why should I let that laughter be the reason why I won't do something that would have a lasting impact on me? Because somebody will laugh at me for a few seconds. And even if I do feel shame for being laughed at, it will pass. It will pass in a matter of minutes. And those people who are laughing, I'm pretty sure if you ask, the reasons will be very flimsy. And most of the time, it's because of their own fears that they are making fun of someone who has been able to stand up to do something. So being laughed at or being shamed for something,
something you think about at all.
No.
Now, what were some of your talents growing up? What can you do? Do you know how to sing or dance or what is it?
No, I can draw.
Hey,
Yes.
now you can draw.
I can draw. I can make crafts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So when I was growing up, I remember my favorite thing to draw was the Power Rangers. They were on TV. Yes, I could draw. You know, they would do the whole action thing.
And then you draw the
You know, I don't know how I did it, but it's like maybe they'll be fighting, and then you see maybe Yellow Ranger will do something, Blue Ranger will do something, but this will be like a split second because they are fighting and everyone is doing something. But that image will get stuck in my head, and I'll draw the whole scene.
Wow. I think then it means you have a whole gallery of that in your house or something. Or you've
I used to. You know, unfortunately, I didn't have any adults who encouraged me to save it. I was drawing other things too, like a beach scene, a market scene. I was drawing all the time. But I don't know what happened to them. I was drawing until I got to SS2.
Wow.
And I don't even know what happened to my
You don't know where they are.
I have no idea.
Wow. Now, so somebody is giving me a signal right now to ask you a particular question.
Okay.
That is Naa single, dating, or searching? Somebody is actually talking to me right now. I could feel it.
Wow. I'm single.
Please, kindly repeat it. What did you say?
I'm single.
Naa is single.
Yes, please.
Ghana's most beautiful 2020 is single.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Please, have you heard? Enter the DM right now. Now, so after Ghana's most beautiful, what are you doing with the crown? What's your project?
So I chose inclusive education as my project, and my passion was to work with children with dyslexia.
What's that?
Dyslexia is people who have trouble reading and writing.
Okay.
Because the way that it's visually shown is maybe when they look at the sheet, the words will start jumping around.
Okay,
you know,
juggles
because
just...
their brain can capture it properly.
Why that? Because I remember you spoke about that. I don't know if it was the finals or something, but you spoke about
Semi-finals.
it. Yes, yeah, I saw that.
It's because I had a cousin who had trouble schooling.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
The guy could never write his name.
Wow.
If you write it, he can't mention it. If you ask him his name, he can tell you, but he can't read. And the name is the basic. That's what kids are taught from, one of the first things they learned. And we made fun of him as kids. Sometimes when we fight at home, we insult him with it. But when I started growing up, I started paying more attention and I started feeling sad. I started feeling like I had to do something about it. And I started to learn about dyslexia at a certain point in my life. And I thought, okay, I think my cousin has dyslexia. He died later. Wow. But, when I started speaking to people and doing my research after the pageant, I was warned that it's not everyone who has trouble reading and writing that has dyslexia. Okay. It could be different other situations. And this was someone who has specialized in dealing with children with dyslexia. We started talking about working together and she explained.
Okay, so how do you determine that this person has dyslexia?
They have to go through medical checks.
Okay.
Yes, okay. And so that is part of the plan for my dyslexia project. And also, after the conversations and the researches, I realized that I had to divide my project into phases. And I haven't been able to start work with the dyslexia because, I've had to partner with some medical organizations and stuff. Okay. And unfortunately, we are still having the conversation. We haven't had any conclusion. Yeah. But like I said, I made it into phases so that no matter what, I'll be able to make some impact. And so I have also spoken to leaders of communities that I have recognized that they need libraries, but they don't have. And I got this information through my Ask Naa project, that is the mentorship, going to schools and other organizations like Children's Home, just to have conversations with the kids and mentor them. And so I get a lot of information through those interactions from the kids themselves and their leaders. And then, we work on other projects from there. And so I've had agreements with 2 communities, and we are working towards building libraries. I have been able to win scholarships for 2 girls to universities. I am speaking to another university looking at giving 10 scholarships.
Wow.
And so those are the things that I've been able to do.
I mean, you're doing well. We wish you all the best with your projects. I mean, your final words to any lady watching you who wants to have that crown one day.
Go for it, girl. You know, it's not easy. It's going to be difficult. There are going to be a lot of naysayers on your way. But you know, what you feel in your heart, that is what is most important. You need to learn to manage or just ignore, you know, the naysayers on your way and just go for what you want. And those are the words I have for you.
That's from Naa Dedei Botchwey, winner Ghana's Most Beautiful 2020. After the break, we get to find out how smart she is on the Smartness level segments. Do stay. Welcome back. Today on the Smartness level segment, we want to find out how smart our guest is. She's very eloquent. Nobody Winnie Ghana's Most Beautiful there. She has to, you know, get all the answers correct. Anna, so
let's see what those questions are.
Okay, so your first question. What can one catch that is not thrown?
A disease?
Your final answer?
You can catch it, but it's not thrown. Hold on. You can catch it. Oh, you can catch a bird.
Look at me, don't look anywhere else. Yes, so your final answer?
Disease.
A disease.
Yeah.
Nah, it's actually correct. I mean, cold, a disease. It's actually correct. Yeah. Okay, so your second question. Don't get too excited. Your second question. Okay. A farmer had 17 goats.
Is this math?
All inclusive.
Okay.
A farmer had 17 goats. All but 6 died. How many survived?
All but 6 died.
So how many survived?
6.
How many survived out of the 17 goats?
6.
Your final answer?
Final.
Final answer?
Yeah, all but 6 died.
So
Yeah,
the final
6.
answer? Hey, now it's because you learnt English. That is why. Why?
Yeah, all but 6 died. I mean, all of them died, but the 6.
Hey, you. Production is teaching. Somebody is teaching you.
No.
Okay, your final.
Yay.
Good. Nah. Like you want to take the gift home, but I don't want to
There's
give
a
it to
gift.
you. There's
Wow,
a gift from
bring
this.
it on.
Okay, fine. Final. I must make sure this one I don't get it. What is it that if you have no?
Are you trying to trick me?
Come here.
Because I think I'll still win.
What is it that you have, but when you share, you do not have again?
Ouch. Okay. I have it. When I share, I don't have it again.
Yes. Maybe I should help you.
Not yet, because I want that gift. Wow, this one is tough. Oh. Because you have it when you share.
There's one thing that you have, but when you share, as soon as you share, you do not have again. What is that one thing?
Wow.
Okay, so now what is it?
I don't know this one. But let me tell you what's going through my mind. Is it love? But when you share, you still have it. Is it smile? You still have it. Is it money?
Should I tell you the answer?
Yes, please.
It's a secret.
Oh!
You
right.
See? You have a secret when you share, you do not have a gift.
Well, that's so tricky.
It seems I want you to get the gift. So
that
let me ask
so
you one
tricky.
last question. I want you to get this gift. So let me ask you this final question. What is always coming but never arrives? There's one thing that always, it's coming but never arrives.
Ish.
Nah.
It's always coming.
Yes. The thing is always coming but never arrives.
Hey. Let me think. It's always coming. Tomorrow.
No.
Tomorrow is...
Mint, yes, it. Somebody said it. You heard it from
No, I didn't hear it.
Hey, now you're a shagboza. Okay. So, thank you so much for coming on the show. We are so glad that you came and you are doing amazing.
Keep
on. Your eloquence alone. I mean, a lot of people listen. You know, when you're talking, if you want people to listen to you, you must know how to talk.
Yeah.
You can't just say anything anyhow or just because you're intelligent, just talk anyhow. But I feel people listen to you also because you're very eloquent, and that's one thing I love about you. And that was one thing I was rooting for you on the show.
Yay.
So when you come on the show, we do not leave you to go just like that.
Okay.
So we have something beautiful for you, something that looks like you.
Oh, wow.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is for you.
Oh my god!
This is for you.
Oh my god!
And she is so appreciates you. Thank you for being an inspiration. Naa Dedei Botchwey, Ghana's most beautiful 2020.
I'm allowed to cry.
So this is yours, Naa.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like you.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
So this is how we wrap up on this week's episode of your favorite show, She Is, the show that empowers women all over the world to believe in themselves and set out to achieve their dreams despite whatever challenge that life throws at them. The show is proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography. Smile GH is the best production company that I know of. They are best for their videos, their pictures, you name it. So if you are having that wedding, the party, call them on 026-1089-346 or 024-0081-636. Also, the show is supported by Templesy Court. Templesy is a home away from home. If you want a place to relax with the family or a place to have that conference meeting, Templesy Court is the best place to be. Contact Templesy Court on 0244-730025 or 0244-292520. Templesy Court is located inside Jolo, right opposite the Embassy of Equatorial Guinea. Also, the show is sponsored by Ogidi Brown Enterprise. Ogidi Brown Enterprise is the producers and distributors of Kimabo, beautiful and affordable tiles for your rooms, for your walls. They have anything to beautify your house with. So call them now on 020-2065-920. Also, thanks to Smart Trends for my lovely outfit. If you want something like this, you know, for your weddings, your engagements, your parties, the boys hangouts, you want something casual, they can do that for you. Call them now on 027-1381-428, 027-1381-428. And also thanks to Queen Kesh Kitchen for the amazing food that you give to my production team. Contact Queen Kesh Kitchen on 057-65-91430 or 024-170-510. And finally, thanks to Excellent Framing GH for our beautiful frames that we give to our guests. You can contact them on 050-6153316. My name is Richmond Opong Frimpong. See you next week.